Well, good afternoon, and you catch me outside Completely Motorbikes again in Gloucester. Thank you very much, guys, for letting me out on this the 2023 Yamaha R1 in 60th anniversary colours. Yamaha 60th anniversary. What a lovely looking machine. What are we wearing on the tyres today? I think they're Bridgestone RS11s. 190/55 on the back. In short, it's a 120/70 on the front. Oh dear. Oh wow. That is a committed riding position. Takes no prisoners. You are in a racing riding position immediately as soon as you put your hands on the bars. So yes, I was curious to know what this bike feels like in comparison to the S1000 RR that I've rode recently. I still haven't produced a video yet at this point, not published it. I've got the footage, but just haven't banged it out as yet. I've got to admit, the riding position is a little bit much at the moment for me, but it does feel compact, it does feel short and stubby and pretty light to throw around with the hips. Okay, I think I've just learnt all I need to know in terms of the power of this bike on the road. But what's also standing out is the suspension is firm, there's no doubt about that, but I'm not being bashed about on the bumps. There's certainly some nice damping going on here, and we have got fully adjustable KYB forks at the front. They've both got preload, rebound and compression. This has got an awful lot of torque. Wow. It still wants to pull fifth gear at 3000 RPM. The dash I'm looking at is pretty clear, although it is rather compact and bijou. Pretty small, but you've got the gear indicator, rev counter across the top. Got your speed. You've got a braking indicator as well, which I shall demonstrate now. Yeah, that brake lever thing, the brake lever gauge, it's pretty sensitive. Doesn't take long till it's at the max, and I can still do some squeezing, I think. Around about 6000 RPM, it's got a lot of grunt. It may hit a bit of a dip just after that and then climb again. I'm not 100% sure yet, but 6-ish, well, gosh, you've got to be hanging on. Yeah, I can't quite believe the mid-range this has got. This is, together with the sound it's making as well. It means that maybe, contrary to popular belief, you don't have to be doing north of 100 miles an hour to be having fun on this bike or bikes like it. These bends, again, the bike is firmly suspended, but the damping is still doing a thing. I can still feel it compressing and rebounding over bumps. It's not too stiff. this'll do. Let's have a little walk around. Side stand, got the knob there, that's quite, oh, missed. Quite easy to get hold of. I haven't got time to do a big old walk around, so we'll just keep the helmet on, use the old GoPro for filming duties. Isn't that, in this colour scheme, a stunning bit of kit? I'm trying to bargain with myself that I could own something like this, but I know, or I'm pretty sure the riding position, if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen me probably complain at length that this riding position is not for me anymore. But that motor is immense. Yeah, so what we're looking at here, there's 4 power modes, 10 traction control settings, adjustable slide control and lift control. This has got all the toys, obviously lean sensitive ABS and traction control as well. But we have the CP4 engine design and the cross plane crank you've heard so much about over the years, even though if it doesn't make much sense to me still. We can see bluing nicely under the fairing there. This bike comes with a full titanium system. Look at that beauty down there. All in an effort to save weight, because, you know, this is a platform that's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Although still very effective. I mean, as top rack. But it's about 200 kilos wet now. Not the lightest sports bike, but hardly a heavy sports bike. 13:1 compression ratio from this 999cc engine, and that is making for about 200 horsepower at 13,500 RPM. So as you can see, we've got big 320mm discs here with the trademark Yamaha. I can see a name there, but it's upside down. We have, I know, I'll zoom up and then I'll turn the picture around, then you'll know before I do. Those calipers have been, yeah, the subject of quite a lot of moaning from the motorcycle fraternity, especially in reviews, saying they lack feel. And they do feel a little bit wooden, strangely enough, but I'm not a good enough rider really to blame the calipers for that. It might just be that there's not many miles on the bike yet, and the brakes still need bedding in. 220mm disc on the back, it's quite compact with a Nissan caliper there. So 17-litre fuel tank, that's not too bad in the current marketplace. I don't think you'll see many bigger tanks, but you will see a couple of smaller ones, I would say. The rear shock, oh, let's have a little look. I know it's a yellow sprig, it's not Olin's, KYB. Fully adjustable though at the back as well as at the front, so that is nice to see. On the track you can dial in your suspension to your heart's content up to a point, then I guess you'll be looking at revalves and that sort of thing. What's under the seat? Come on, off you go. Well, not a lot of storage, but if I still smoked, well, it has been 20 years, you might be able to squeeze a packet of fags in there. A couple of Allen keys, but not much else. What's the lights doing? Actually, we'll look at the clocks when I turn them on. Very pretty. Oh, there's our lights. Nice bright indicators. Pleased with those. Can't get too far back here because of the fence. I suppose I won't be able to get the lights on until I start the engine. Got the DRLs going. Oh, one light running there. And two under main. Oh, nice mirror mounted indicators. You wouldn't want to break those in a hurry. What's even better than looking at the startup sequence on the dash is what you see when you turn it off. Nice. Looks pretty. In terms of getting my feet on the ground, I'll have to put the seat height on the screen, but sat upright, I got my feet flat on the ground just about with my 32-inch inside leg. The rest of me is 5'7" or 170 centimeters. When I'm leant over, it's more like tiptoes is more comfortable rather than trying to flat foot it. Wow, the way this bike picks up needs to be felt to be believed. The mirrors are okay until you open the throttle, and then they get a bit buzzy. So if you're making progress, you might have to pull the clutch in at speed or roll the revs off to see what's happening behind you, see how many blue lights there are. Also, I haven't really mentioned vibration because I haven't really felt any, or I haven't noticed any. I haven't had time to notice, I'll be honest with you. Been mostly hanging on for dear life, but here it sounds like it should be vibrating, but it feels very smooth. That's quite impressive. It feels a bit like a pussycat at these revs until you do that. That's on B mode, not even A. So much punch in this engine, it's gonna give me black eyes. It's what we like at slow speeds. Well, I'll tell you one thing, I don't think I've heard the fan yet, so that's not bad. So what can I say about this bike? It's been eye-opening. It's not an R1, it's an R1. That 6,000 RPM hit is pretty mental. It's actually a lot like the S1000 RR I rode recently. That has a lot of mid-range and a more agreeable riding position, but it doesn't sound like this. That's a bit of an issue. This bike is serious fun, and you do have to be careful. You do have to realize that you can travel very quick in a very short space of time and get yourself into a lot of trouble. But on the other hand, on lumpy, bumpy, undulating back roads, maybe not as forte, but with that mid-range and with lift control, you can't help but have loads of fun with it. It's hard to resist. Thank you, Completely Motorbikes. There they are, for letting me out on this beastie. Oh no, that is the front door. Can't park there. Oh, let's go a bit further over. Steering lock, not as bad as some. Yeah, it's fair considering the type of bike we're riding. Well, there we are. One quick spin. Oh, on the Yamaha R1, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. What a machine. This colour scheme, yeah, it makes me want one. Thanks again to these folks for letting me out. It's a demonstrator, as you can tell, so if you're interested in one of these, or an R7, or all these other machines here, or demonstrators, get in touch with these guys. You know by now probably Completely Motorbikes have got branches and franchises all over the country, and they're continuing to grow. So if Yamaha's not your bag, I'm sure you'll be able to find a brand somewhere near you and a franchise for Completely Motorbikes where you can get out on one of their demonstrators. Right, thanks for hanging out with me, folks. Take care of yourselves. See you in another video soon. Ta-da.